Hello students, welcome to this video tutorial on creating an I Love Math poster using Silhouette Studio. So, new piece of software, so let's find and open Silhouette Studio. So please do that. Okay, so this is our workspace here. Okay? Alright, so you notice a number of tools down the left-hand side and also a number of tools along the top right-hand kind of edge here. Okay, so we're going to be accessing tools from both spots. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is we want to create, I should probably show you what it is that we're going for here. And this is what we're trying to create. Okay, so we're trying to create the letters, the saying I love math to fit inside a heart shape. Okay, all right, so the first thing we have to do is we have to freehand draw the heart shape, the outer kind of edge of our pattern. So the tool we're going to use is this tool right here. It is orange and it's got a little squiggly line to it. Okay, all right, so I want you to start kind of from left to right in the center of your workspace and maybe in the top third or the top quarter. So this might take you a number of tries. It might take me a number of tries, but what you want to do is you want to click on the mouse and hold it, and you want to draw a heart all the way around so that when you end the heart, it is ending at the exact point that you started. So if you just want to watch me, I'm going to start here. I'm going to click and hold. It's better if you go slow rather than go fast. And like I said, if it takes you a number of tries to get it, then that's okay. Okay, so not bad, but not great. I could probably fix this area right here. So I'm going to go just edit, undo, and I'm going to click on that tool again. Actually, I don't have to, and I'm going to try it again. Okay, so here's my second attempt. Now, a good tip is when you get to the bottom of the heart, kind of make a really good point, pointing downwards. And what you want is you want to have an even kind of balance from the right side to the left side. So again, this isn't very good. So hopefully you're having a little bit better luck than I am. I'm going to try one more time. If it helps, you might want to try going left first. I'm right-handed, so I just find it's easier to go right first. But if you're not having a lot of luck, then you've got to kind of use different strategies, right? Okay, so that's not bad. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. Perhaps it looks more like a peach. Okay, so you can keep working on it to get it to the perfect heart or the best heart that you can. Okay? All right. So once you've got that heart, you can press pause and then you can come back to the tutorial once you get the perfect heart. Maybe I will try one more time. Okay? Just to show you that, you know, it's not easy when you're trying to free draw something on the computer with a mouse. It's not always easy. Okay, that's probably the best one that I've done so far. Okay, so we're finished with all of the hand-drawn drawing elements. Okay, so down the left-hand side, let's click on the text tool. And then you'll notice on the right-hand panel here, it should say text style up here. If it doesn't, you can click on the text tool up here as well. So I found that the best font to use is a very thick and kind of upright font called Impact. So this is Impact. I'm going to click on it. And then I'm going to have a cursor here. Okay, so I'm just going to click somewhere inside the heart. Now you notice that the size of the font is very large. Now if your font size is not very large, you can change it on the right hand side here to 72. We're going to be adjusting the actual position of the letters, but the font size at 72 is a good place to start. So what we want to do is in all capital letters, we want to type in I space love, and then I want you to hit enter and then type in math. Okay, so I love math. All right, so let's highlight all of our text. We can center our text here on the right hand side. And when it comes to line spacing, what I want to do is I want to eliminate as much of the gap between the first line and the second line as possible. So what I can do is I can move the slider here to the left. Now you see that the first line and the last line are very close to each other. Okay. If I click on this little circle here on the left hand side, I should be able to move the position of that text box. And what I want to do is I want to center it roughly inside my heart. Okay, let's click outside of that text box. Don't worry about the colors. Don't worry about if your outline came out with a red ink color. That doesn't matter. Okay? All right, so I want you to click carefully on the edge of one of the letters. And what you'll do is you'll actually highlight, get a very small highlight of the text box. Okay, so let's grab the edges. And I want you to stretch it so that the letters go right to the edge, the left and right edge of your heart. It's okay if some parts of the letter actually extend outside of the heart. Then what we can do is we can stretch this up, and then we can stretch this down. Okay? All right. So we should probably save this file. So let's go to File, Save As, and then Save As again. Okay, unusual that you have these different selections, but let's go to Save As. Okay, so down the left-hand side, I want you to look for the word computer and then click on your student number. Okay, down the left-hand side, make sure you save it in your student number. You have to save all your files in your student number. All right, so let's type in I love math poster. Okay, and if we'll just call it number 1. I love math poster 1. It doesn't have to be all capitals, doesn't matter. All right, then click OK. Okay, so you still got the text box highlighted. If not, then you can deselect and then you can just click on the edge of one of the letters. All right, now that you've got the text box selected, I want you to right click on the edge of a letter and then find Ungroup. So we right clicked on the edge of a letter and then we're going to go to Ungroup. So what happens with Ungroup is now all of these letters are now in its own text box. Okay, so it's very important that you click on the edge of the letter, because if you just click anywhere inside the letter, it will actually not highlight that letter. So I'm going to start with the I. I'm going to click on the I. And what I want to do is I want to stretch the I up as far as possible so that it's going to extend outside the top of my heart. Okay? All right, next. I'm going to click on the L and I'm going to extend it beyond the top. Now, if I find that there's too much space between the I and the L, you can actually shift the letters over. You can shift their position. I'm going to go to the O. Okay, I'm going to move this up. And if you want to be a little bit creative, I can actually have this O look like it's a little bit higher in terms of its position. All right, you can be as creative as you want. The main thing is you want the letters to kind of fill as much of the inside of the heart as possible. Okay, so now there's a lot of space between the O and the V. So what you can do is you can stretch out the O, make it a little bit wider since it's kind of like a middle letter right in the middle of that heart. And then I'll go to the E and then I'll stretch that up. Okay, try not to have the letters overlapping for now. Okay, and then if you want to be creative, I can move the bottom of the E upwards a bit like that. Okay, just so that the bottom of the letters aren't all matching. Okay, so now I'm going to go on to the M, and I'm going to do the same thing. Okay, I don't want to stretch it too far because I want to see these two cutouts inside of the heart. So what I mean is, don't have it go too long like this where we don't see a lot of the cutouts. So if I keep it relatively high, I get a lot of the cutout there. Okay, and that way we can still recognize that it's an M when all of this stuff outside of the heart has been cut off. Okay, so let's go to the A. The A I can stretch all the way down. A is a very recognizable letter. Okay, all right, let's go to the T. And then I'm going to go to the H. The H I probably don't have to do a lot with. I want to make sure I catch this part of the cutout, the bottom part of the cutout, the bottom cutout of the H. Okay, so you can click outside of the heart, you can deselect and see if you like it. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now you got to imagine that everything outside of the heart shape is going to be cut off. Okay, all right. So now let's click on the heart and let's go up to Edit, Copy, Edit, Paste. It'll paste the heart right on top, so let's just grab it and then just move it off to the side here, off of your workspace. Okay, we'll come back to that in very shortly. Okay, so let's save. Haven't saved in a while. Let's save. Okay, so let's try this. Let's see if this effect is going to work. So I'm going to just got my cursor tool up here. I'm going to just highlight my whole design, all of the letters plus the heart. I'm going to go to the right top tool panel and I'm going to click on the modify window here. And it's like a gray rectangle with a little M in the top right hand corner. Let's click modify and then let's click crop. Okay. So hopefully that has cut away all of the parts that were outside of the heart. You should still be able to recognize your letters and it should form a heart shape. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to bring our original copied heart back and we're going to paste it on top to in the position where the old heart was. Okay, match that up as carefully as you can. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit more fine adjustment here. So we're going to start with the eye, and I want you to double click on the edge of the eye. Double click. Now you notice that you'd get these black control points now. Okay, these are very important. So in order to work on a control point, you actually have to put your mouse next to that control point, and then you'll see a point with an arrow pointing to that point. That's how you know that that is the control point that you're going to control. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the edge, this edge of the eye, so that it is outside of the heart. And because this point here is inside the heart, I'm going to bring it outside of the heart. Okay, this point is inside the heart. I'm going to bring it outside. This is almost on the edge, so I'm going to just bring that out like this. Okay, so what's going to happen now is what I've done is I've kind of pushed the eye so that it's going to create the shape or duplicate the shape of that curve of the heart. So still working on the left hand side, I'm going to double click on the M and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to grab this corner and I'm going to move it all the way outside. This is on the edge, so I don't have to move that. So again, the M has been kind of elongated to the left, so it's going to take the shape of that portion of the curve of the heart. Now, this is already okay because it's already showing the curve of the heart. But what you can do is you can start playing around with the position of the letters. So this I, maybe I want to make the bottom a little bit slanted. I could move it up like that. Okay, and then this M, what I can do is I can have this slanting upward like that. Okay, all right, so let's go to the left hand side here, the H. I'm going to double click on the H and I'm going to move this point so that it's going outside of the edge of the heart there, of the curve. Okay, now there's other things you can do. I can move this A up like this. I can make it, instead of having a flat top, I can have kind of this angular top. Okay, you can do anything you like to make it a little bit more just different, you know, that you've modified the font a bit so that you're adding your own creative bits. Okay. So again, have a look at the outside. Make sure a letter stretches all the way to the edge of that heart in as many ways as possible. Okay, that looks pretty good. Okay, so I'm going to duplicate this effect again. I'm going to highlight the whole thing. We've done this before. I'm going to highlight my whole pattern. I'm going to go up here to the modify window and I'm going to click on crop. Okay, so now you see how the I, the M, and the H have been stretched out so that I get a little bit more of that heart curve shape. Okay, let's make these letters stand out a bit. So I'm going to highlight the whole design and I'm going to go up here to this tool here, the line width tool or the line type tool, line style. Okay, now for thickness, it's set at 0. So what I want you to do is I want you to type in 2 in this window, point. 2 point, you could have clicked the up arrow as well and hit enter. So that makes it stand out a bit more. Now if you choose something too thick, it seems like it's overpowering. Okay, so I found that 2 works the best. Now if you want to experiment, you want to do 1 or you want to do 3, then you go for it. Okay, let's click on to the next tool beside it. It's the line color tool, and the best outline is black, but again, you can experiment with your outline colors. Okay, all right, so let's color these letters in. So I'm going to click on the first letter and I'm going to use the fill tool right here, the fill tool, and then you get a nice color palette as well. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to start very simple. So I want to choose 2 colors that I really like. Now again, you can be as creative as you like. Okay, I'm just going to go 1 line of 1 color because we have kind of 2 ideas here. We have the I love part, which we're trying to celebrate, and then of course I'm here to teach you math, so let's celebrate the fact that we're going to be learning math together. Okay, so I'm going to pick a stronger green here. Let's see. That's nice. Okay. All right. So there's my I Love Math poster. So let's go to save. Okay. So once you finished it, this is our first attempt. We kind of got the basic skills. But the next couple of attempts, I want you to increase your creativity. I want you to explore some other things. There are some other tools up here. Okay, so for the second poster, first of all, please call me over to show me your I Love Math poster. Okay, and then once you've done that, please, I want to see this first attempt. Then we can try some other things like this, okay? So we can try things like I want you to put, now you're going to have 3 lines, and then I want you to put your name and then loves math afterwards. Okay, you can try that. And you can also experiment with different fill techniques, okay? There are these buttons up here that you can experiment with as well. So make sure you're calling every different poster a different name. So the next one will be I Love Math Poster 2, and then if you're going to do a third one, I Love Math Poster 3. Again, I want you to experiment using different techniques, okay? Make sure you call me and show me every attempt that you are able to make. Okay, so I hope that was successful, and looking forward to seeing your designs. Thanks for watching. Bye.